All right, so our second guest here this week is going to be looking ahead to our Nottingham Forest game. We're heading to Robin Hood country, and we were, again, like I said, we're looking for passionate fans, and I'm delighted here to welcome our first English fan coming onto the show. Everybody say hello to Chris.
Hello, man. What's the guy? Don't know speaking of.
I know, I was expecting. Go on, I apologize. So Chris, listen, apologies for a wee bit of a delay there. So yeah, did you? I know I was talking to you earlier in the week, and we were just saying about getting you on today, have a wee chat about this weekend, and to hear what's going on with Forest, what we can expect. And we're also interested to hear, what are Forest fans whenever they're coming to play against United, or obviously we're coming to you guys. What do teams feel? Because I know back in the day, I still live in the early noughties and the late 90s, and where I think every team used to fear United coming. But whenever United are coming in now to Forest, what are fans like yourself thinking?
Yeah, I think Man United are a huge club. They always have been. Whenever Man United come to the City Ground, it's like a cup final to us. Last year we got 2 wins out of it. We beat home and away. I think going into this weekend, you're on the back of 3 wins, with 1 in 8. I can't see anything other than a Man United win. I think we'll play 2 holding midfielders. I think Anderson and Yates. I think Douglas Luiz won't start. You might even see a 3 in midfield in Sangare. And I think Dyche has got to. I think he's going to play not to be beat rather than win the game, even though it's a home game. It's because it's going on after the loss to Bournemouth, and you guys are now on a bit of a roll. What are you up to 6th, I think, aren't you?
What are we? I think we're 5th, are we? Are we 5th?
5th, yeah.
Oh, 5th. I thought we were 6th.
5th, definitely 5th. We were 4th, and then Bournemouth.
Yeah. These positions matter to us. We've been 15th for too long.
We were like top 6 all last season, so I got used to that.
I thought Forest were going to get Champions League.
Well, we needed 1 point with 4 games to go, and yeah, one of those.
And then the manager that did that for you is gone.
There's more to it than that. If you look at our last 20 games, including pre-seasons, we won 1.
Yeah, there was a yeah.
The last 8 games of last season was poor.
I'm going to have to interrupt you there. I'm right. We're 6th. So City, we're joint 5th. City on 16-1-16 as well, but so we're 5th. Yeah. Seems they are here. Technically speaking, we're still 5th. Yeah. But sure, listen, that's a lot better than what we've been recently. But yeah, and so obviously there's been a lot of turmoil and changing over, and what's going on? What is your manager? What is your owner like? Seems like an absolute thing.
He's obviously very trigger happy. We're a bit of a shambles at the minute. The strange thing is, our squad is so much stronger than last season. We've spent 640 million. I think we're in the top 20 clubs in Europe on squads kind of wealth and what they're worth. And we're really struggling.
And what do you put that down to? Is that
I think it's confidence. I think it's morale. The main problem I put it down is Eddie.
What's right?
Eddie. He's brought players just because they're available. Douglas Luiz hasn't been a bad signing, but we have Anderson, Yates, Sangare, Dominguez, but all playing that position. So Douglas Luiz wasn't needed.
Yeah, and again, sort of the attack on the field sort of position he's already had. Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi too. He's less Alanga, but you brought in Hutchinson, McAtee, and Ndoye. I like Ndoye, I have to say, but I just feel like there's a lot of quality there, but it's a bit oversaturated that position of the field.
It is. And obviously, Ange didn't find the balance with the front three. Hopefully, Sean Dyche can. Hudson-Odoi is struggling at the moment, but he played 85 minutes against Porto, and then started again on Sunday. Same as Douglas Luiz.
Beat Porto 2-0. I mean, that's a great result.
Great result.
What's that?
But the signings we made were so we had two teams. We're in Europe, and he played the same team on Sunday that played on Thursday.
I think why have such a bloated squad? And
why spend the money?
Yeah.
Well, what is your opinion there on Dyche and stuff like that there? Because it looked from an outsider, I was really shocked that they were obviously to change the manager so quickly into the season, and then the move from to Ange, which was completely different style of football. Would you have, if you had the choice now where you could actually say, well, look, we can turn back time now and you can pick what manager, would you have kept Nuno? Are you happy with Dyche? Or what do you think is the best thing here for you guys?
Yeah, you can't argue with a top 7 finish. But the relationship between Edu and Nuno had kind of dissolved. And Marinakis decided to go with Edu. So we had no choice to change the manager. Postecoglou was the wrong guy. The squad was set up for Nuno.
Yeah, and does Dyche fit that squad better than obviously?
I think so. I think Dyche is a better appointment than Postecoglou.
I would rate.
He's a Nottingham Forest as well. And he's brought in, and he's a Forest fan. He's brought in Ian Woan and Steve Stone, both ex-players. So he's definitely going to have the passion. Whether he's got the tactical ability.
Would you expect Wood to start playing more?
Wood's injured at the moment, but he will play. But he loves him. He had him at Burnley, didn't he? So yeah. He's a Dyche kind of player as Wood. But I like Jesus. I think he's got 5 this season. He's a good player.
But I'd say Dyche will make good use out of set pieces. I've seen a couple heights of the Forest players like Chris Wood, Milankovic, Morello, those types of players are all good at set pieces from set pieces. So I'd say he'll be scoring a lot of goals from them, of course. And I think that could be help because Chris Wood especially is very good at headers.
Yeah, we've got to learn to defend him first. We're struggling. Which is, I think with Ange, I think we conceded 7 from set pieces.
Don't learn too quick. Wait until after the weekend.
Yeah. So I can't see us beating you this weekend. I can't see it happening. Dyche will definitely play not to get beat, not to win.
Have you seen, how many games has he had now? Has he done 2 games?
Yeah. So, 1-1 and lost 1.
And has he done anything to the way you're laid out there? Has he changed many things or?
No, he hasn't. He's a lot more offensive than I thought he would be. Against Porto, I thought he would have gone with a back 4, 2 holding midfielders. But he had, I suppose with Anderson, who's box to box. But he's played roughly a 4-5-1 with two wide men.
Very good. I really wasn't expecting you to come on and just kind of tell us that Forest had no hope, sir.
Do you know? I think you have to look at the last 25 years. Yeah, and in that time we've been in League One and predominantly the Championship. We had a great season last year, but that doesn't give us any kind of right to be in the Premier League. We're in a relegation scrap. Make no bones about it.
I suppose that's the right attitude to have at this stage. Don't get above yourselves. You had a good season, but that's priority now for you would be staying in the Premier League.
I think a lot of our fans thought we'd be pushing the top 4 this year. We'd win a trophy. I thought mid-table. I think the Ange thing is a blip. I think Dyche will get us out of trouble. I think if we're 17th, that's good.
Yeah, and maybe that's the right decision then. They get rid of Ange so quick.
Well, 100%, 100%. It couldn't carry on. No.
It didn't seem like Forest fans really seemed to want them either. Were you happy enough with them coming in?
At first, I was really excited because of the football he plays. And when you look at our attacking options, I thought this could be interesting, and it went downhill pretty fast.
Wins a trophy in the second season, you know.
Yeah, that might have been the championship trophy.
He would still have claimed it, but
Yeah, he would have done.
And when you're seeing United, and well, you've seen the results anyway. But I don't know if you've seen any of the games. But like, whenever I'm just thinking back to last season, would you have been going in with a bit of confidence, or would it have been something similar? Would you not have expected? 'Cause I know we were going into those games thinking,
Yeah, for Forest, Liverpool, Man United are always cup finals. And to beat Man U and to beat Liverpool is fantastic for us. Absolutely fantastic. The strengthening Man U have done this season, I expected them to be challenging top six. The only thing I'm clinging on to is you letting goals. So, you were 3-0 up, weren't you? And went back to 3-2 at the weekend. And
we were just talking about that earlier. I think we were just trying to see how they'd react. Do you know what I mean? Would you, if the confidence was there, we'd just give Bright a bit of hope.
You've won 3 on the bounce, so it's you're pushing on. You're top 6. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough Saturday.
the ground will be rocking. But yeah, home field advantage.
Oh, but the City Ground's always rocking. City Ground is always rocking. A Block will be getting the songs going, and that's one thing we do have is fantastic support. Fans are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, us two were, I suppose, he was unfortunate enough to be at the match in Old Trafford last year when he was raised 3-2.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were in the Trafford end, but we could hear the away fans from the other side of the pitch. They were fantastic. It was an entertaining game, but had a good result ultimately.
Yeah, and it was you were helped out there by Unai in between the 60.
Oh God, the Gibbs White goal, wasn't it? Yeah. Gibbs White and Wood, wasn't it? He made a mistake on both of those.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah,
that's what he does. That's what he does.
That's what he does.
But apparently he's loved in Turkey.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he can stay there.
But what's your guys' take on Benjamin Sesko?
I like him. I think he's doing good to settle in. He's only young from the Bundesliga, but I think compared to the likes of Isaac Gyökeres, he's been much better than them. I think it's going to take time, but from what I've seen so far, he's good link-up play. I think he's good. Yeah. He's got 2 goals already. I think he's going to score more as seasons go on. That's all going to come as he just adapts to the league. But so far, so good. So far from the Slovenian.
Yeah, his show reels make him look scary. He's a beast of a player.
So we haven't seen that version of him,
no.
But hopefully it's always difficult coming to the Premier League. It's a different level, so these days
it's a different beast of a league.
Yeah. Confidence is really important too. Like there was actually United had a really good play on Saturday and just came to Sesko at the end. I can't remember where it was, but like it was a great passage of play. Casemiro and Fernandes, and I can't remember who else was involved. Cunha maybe, and just passed it through and he just blasted it over. I reckon if that goes in, like that would have been a screamer. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing, confidence-wise, I think he just looks like a type of player. You see Cunha as well. Once you get a win, once you get a couple of good performances, you get a goal, your confidence just goes up. And I think he's
especially with strikers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. No, I think he's. I could see him going Nottingham Forest this weekend, like getting off the mark there, and maybe that might kickstart a season for us.
Milenkovic, I've something to say about
that. Big couple of the order.
Yeah, we're letting from set pieces.
Yeah. And all right, so what's? I really did think you were going to come. I really did think you were going to come on and tell us what we were. Put the fear of God into us, but
and you're 1-1-8. How can I do that?
in your opinion, who should United fear the most from your expected lineup? Who would you look to? Elliot Anderson, or?
Yeah, I think Anderson. If he can add goals to his game, he'll be a complete player. His shots are wayward, but his touches, his forward passing, I think he's top of the Premier League in all those stats. I think Jesus, he looks a player. He really looks a player. Um, I'd like to see McAtee start, but he's only had the one start so far. And Gibbs White has had a poor season so far.
He was nearly gone,
Nearly
wasn't it?
gone.
Yeah. So I wonder.
I'm just wondering if he's thinking of January or yeah, it got to his head a little bit. But he's not been playing well.
He does usually do well against us. You know, so yeah,
hopefully.
I think so.
He'll start. I think he will play Anderson and Yates together, though. I don't think Douglas Luiz will start. He'll go for that security of Yates in front of the back four. He doesn't want to get beat on Saturday.
Yeah. Could be tough. United traditionally have struggled against like low blocks and things, you know, but I think we're a bit better now, but it'll be interesting to see, you know, how we have improved, you know, like maybe if Forest are keeping it quite tight. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, you looked really narrow up front on Saturday. So Mbomo, Kuna and Zesko, they seemed too close together. So that may give us a chance to play that wide early. But Danadoy and Callum Hudson-Odoi taking on the ball.
Oh, like when I was watching that game on Saturday, what I found really weird was how quickly, whenever we were 3-0 up, how quickly I felt like that was normal. Do you know what I mean? It brought back that muscle memory of like, oh, is this what we do? You know?
Felt like the 90s.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. And there's a part of me here now is thinking, you know, I have that confidence in the back of my head, and I'm kind of saying, you know, next thing I'm going to ask is predictions for this weekend, and in my head I'm kind of feeling on a bit of a high, and I'm like, nah, we're going to go to Forest, like we're going to get a result here, you know. But I suppose I have to accept that and put them aside. And a lot of our listeners here, friends and family, not family actually, but friends of ours would be Liverpool fans. No family members, Liverpool fans anymore. And but yeah, no, I'm going to thinking about predictions. I'm going to make a prediction here this weekend. I'm going to say Sesko's going to score. I think Chris, You've kind of changed my thinking there. He's going to score, and I'm going to go for 3. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win again for United. What about you guys?
Well, I'm not as confident. I wasn't confident. You know, I think Dyche is a real kind of motivator. I think he'll get that Forest team will be so motivated. I think it's going to be tough. But the crowd, the atmosphere, the low block, it could be. Maybe a 1-0 win, could be 1-1. I'm not as confident.
I'm still not solid. I think it's going to be one of these 3 outcomes. Haven't decided in which one I think yet, but I think we're either going to see United continue to get form, get a 2-0 victory, or I think it could be a 2-2 draw, or I can actually see Sean Dyche, sort of Dyche's way to
you cannot do it. You're cross all faces. Yeah, that's how predictions work. Now, if you're going to come on this year, you can't sit on the fence like so. I'm afraid you have to come up with. Well, was that a hoot? Is that 2-0 win? Is that not really to who United? That's what I'm meaning towards anyway. Okay, Chris.
I'm going to go 1-1 optimistically. I think our form is poor. United are flying. So, yeah, my head says 2-0 United, but my heart says 1-1. We might nick a 1-0.
Yeah. I can see Dyche and match it today. You know, I can just see a happy Sean Dyche, you know, a positive result. And, you know, I can just, that's what's making me kind of think it's not going to be a win. It's going to be tough.
So, Chris, tell me this: will you come on next? Will you come on next week and talk to us about the outcome of the game? Of course. Give us your thoughts.
Sure. That you've got. Have you seen the guy that's thrown his hair? So 5 wins.
Yeah.
So you need to win Saturday. Can't eat an haircut.
You have to let us win. You have to let us win just for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely come on next Monday. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, listen, Chris, we're out there, and yeah, I was going to say good luck for the weekend, but we don't really mean it. But listen, I appreciate you coming on, and look forward to catching up with you next week. And yeah, see you next Monday. Hopefully, you win.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it.
Good man. Speak to you again. All right, so thank you. Yes, thank you to Chris there. And just now, what we're going to have a new segment here. We're going to call it Genius Corner. We're going to pass it over to Killian here and see what information you can give us going into the game this weekend. Killian, anything interesting?
Yeah, well, starting off then with Nottingham Forest current form, obviously it's been a rough few weeks for them currently. Past 5 games, only win has came in the Europa League against FC Porto at home. But apart from that, their defeats have consisted of the most recent one, 2-0 defeat, away at Bournemouth, the 3-0 defeat at home to Chelsea, which of course was the final nail in the coffin for Ange as well. Alongside that then a 2-0 defeat away against Newcastle, and then even the 3-2 defeat in the Europa League at home to FC Midtjylland from Denmark, which really wasn't a great result there for Cedar, especially considering they're at home and they're going to have the stats too. Forest were pretty dominant there, so the fact they still managed to lose that win was pretty poor as well. Looking at the previous 6 meetings, it's sort of even enough. Like, of course, it's there isn't really much of a tendency for this fixture to finish a draw, but it is pretty even in terms of the outcome. Past 6 meetings, there's been 3 United wins and 3 Forest wins. The last time the sides faced, it was a 1-0 defeat. Where at the City Ground was an early Anthony Elanga goal there, and before that, then last season too, it was a 3-2 defeat. Away at home for United, obviously at Old Trafford. So it was back-to-back defeats last season. Looking back then in previous seasons, we've got a 1-0 victory away from home at the City Ground. That came in the FA Cup. That was a Casemiro late winner there to help us through. That was on our journey towards winning the FA Cup too under Eric Ten Hag. But alongside that then, previously to that, we were at the City Ground, we would lose 2-1. Previously to that then, Old Trafford, if you remember, we went 2-0 down after 4 minutes. We ended up winning that game 3-2, and then before that, then we would win 2-0 away from home. So it's a mixed bag for sure. However, it still is pretty even. It does still show you that although we have lost the first share of games at the City Ground, we still are capable of winning the ground too. Some players to watch out for could include the goalkeeper Matt Sells, very good, tall goalkeeper, big presence there. The Belgian, the centre-back pairing of Moelia and Milenkovic too, both quality players. Naco Williams, if there was one defender to pick out so far this season, he definitely has been the player to pick out for the back line anyway. I think Naco Williams has been looking pretty good. Ali Anderson, obviously, he's one of the big names. I'm actually seeing now that we're starting to sort of prioritise maybe trying to go in for him instead of Carlos Baleda, which, that could be interesting definitely come January or the summertime. And obviously the forward line, there was a couple of good forwards in there. I mean, Gibbs White as... Was it Chris, sorry?
Yeah, Chris, yeah.
Gibbs White, for example, Hudson Odoi too, for example, as Chris did mention earlier on per form. But as he did mention as well, Igor Jesus has been a player to watch out for big time this season. I'm a fan of the Swiss player Dan Ndoi too. I think he is another quality player. James McAtee, as Chris also mentioned, he would like to see him play more. He also could be a bit of a danger, and I know he's injured at the minute. I'm not sure if he'll be playing here in Nottingham, but if Chris Wood was there for Nottingham Forest too, he could be a massive presence in this game too. And just want to finish off with a very interesting stat here. The last time United played a 3 p.m. kickoff in the Premier League on Saturday away from home was March 2023 when we defeated Bournemouth 1-0 thanks to a Casemiro overhead kick. So that has been 952 days since our last time we went away from home in the Premier League at 3 p.m. So it just show you, of course, how insane that stat is and how unique this game on Saturday is.
That's why they call it the genius. There's a lot of stats there, but I suppose so what say it again? We haven't won a Saturday game, a 3 o'clock Saturday game.
No, we haven't. We haven't played an away game at 3 p.m. Saturday since March 2023. 952 days. So anytime we play at 3 p.m, it's always at home, because I suppose every time we're away from him, we just seem to be in a TV slot. So that's why this game here is so unique, and it's going to be so strange seeing us away from home and not actually in Sky Sports or TNT.
Joe, one of the things that the names I kept hearing actually that when you were going through that stuff there was Casemiro, and I was reading some stuff there today about Casemiro, and I don't know, do you see that stat I sent you earlier? I don't know if that was a real stat or not, about something like, maybe you can tell us, Killian, the amount of goals, Casemiro's been on the pitch this season, United have conceded 3 goals or something, and when he's not been on the pitch, they've conceded.
And again, that sort of links back to what I was saying on Tuesday there in the reaction against Brighton. We sort of just capitulated and started conceding goals when Casemiro came off for Menu. So again, like, you know, it just maybe shows you that maybe the key for us to prevent conceding goals not only is Lemans, because we are conceding, I think, less goals. No, he's only played 3 games, but I think we are going to see much less goals conceded with Lemans and that. But I think Casemiro too is proving to be a massive reason as to why we're not conceding as much as we have been in previous seasons.
Yeah, and I was reading some comments people were saying as well. It's maybe it's because World Cup season, and you know he's got himself in better shape and stuff like that there. But yeah, no, I mean it's a good point. As long as he's performing, I don't care. I don't care for what his reason is. Like, you know, he's performing well.
Yeah, he's definitely performing this year. Sure, it must be 18 months, 24 months ago, Chinny Carragher was saying, leave football before football leaves you. You know, and he's still there, and he's playing better than he's done for a couple of years.
Better than Carragher ever done in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's it. With regards to United and Forest, it's interesting that, you know, we played Brighton last week, and Balaba has not been playing that well because obviously people think we've turned his head. But it's interesting, just a few days before, the week before, we're playing Forest. The speculation is that United don't want Baleba anymore, we want Elliot Anderson. So it's just we're trying to turn his head before our game on Saturday. It could be very good.
Mind games, yes, with Weirton then too.
Yeah, we do as well. But I think Saturday, look, both teams, it's either going to be a statement win for United and 4th win in a row, or it's going to be a statement performance from Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big game for both these teams, and it's going to be tight. It could be a draw. I'm not going in, as I said earlier, I'm not going in with lots of confidence. I'll enjoy watching the game, and but you know, we're in good form. Just have to keep it. We have to just keep it tight at the back. Try to get a clean sheet, and we'll see where we'll go from there.
I just think it really does benefit us not having games during the week.
100%.
You know, and I just think there's an energy, and I want to be optimistic, and I want to say, you know, this time.
Yeah, it was just a pity Forest weren't playing midweek this week.
Yeah.
They ever be off.
But thankfully, like, I mean, I did see rumours a couple of months ago, that Ruben Amorim was actually thinking about playing midweek friendlies in Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all, and it doesn't mean that that's going to happen. I'm very happy that's not going to happen either.
Say it's not going to happen. It could still happen.
Yeah, but I think I think if you're not playing in European football, I think instead of trying to organise these friendlies, I mean, maybe they're in the club a bit of cash, maybe that could be good in that sense, but overall, like, I think with European football, like, these seasons you need to use, because, I mean, like, you look at big six teams in the past who have failed to make European football, like, for example, 10 years ago, Chelsea came 10th, and they were in the Champions League. Next season they were playing Europe, and that season actually went on to win the Premier League, for example. So
yeah, it makes sense.
And teams like Liverpool under Klopp, if they've missed out in Europe in his early days, they would get top 4 easily, playing great football too. So I think we just need to make the best use out of these breaks during the week and just going full tilt, full for it in the weekend.
All right, guys, well, listen, we'll wrap it up there, and United, let's do the business. Let's get things running.